just waiting for Andreas Brekken to come online. Da, 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 da. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. You're watching Caniac. Oh, there he is. Oh, there is somebody typing. It's 7 a.m. for me. Cool that you're here for the interview, but I'm just waiting for Andreas. But I'm just play a little bit of Rhodes. I just want to change my Rhodes around a little bit. I put my Rhodes here. I know what. Let's do that. You were missing this, but we did like this great song that. Listen to this. Are you here? Are you having sound? Yeah. Oh, I gotta load my trumpet real quickly. Come on. I gotta beat these Germans to it. There we go. You know, I should just play this from YouTube. It's more fun to play it from YouTube. What's the name of this song again? Mute. There we go. Let's play it from YouTube. There we go. Oh, I'm not showing my. Oh, I'm showing my. I have the wrong layout here. Where is Andreas? Where is Andreas? Oh, there you are. Hello, Andreas. Can you hear me? Welcome to my little D-Live stream. I've seen you around on D-Live.
Yeah, what's going on? I just finished coding for the day.
Oh yeah. How many hours of coding do you do a day?
Man, if I can effectively do like 5. That's sort of my limit.
5 hours. And are you primarily doing coding for sideshift.ai at the moment?
Yeah, today I was working on adding support for the for SLP tokens, like the Bitcoin Cash SLP.
Oh, okay. So we'll be able to. Oh, that's gonna be wicked, man. That will. We're gonna get some tokens that will have a value that way. You know, people will just exchange, right?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, the plan is to do a token for SideShift and run it on SLP.
Yeah. Because right now you guys have the affiliate token is just a token on Ethereum, right?
Yeah, it's an ERC20, but I think we'll have it on
SLP. Yeah, that would be way better.
We might as well just have it on SLP, on Liquid, and whatever.
Yeah, and then you guys set a value for for the ERC20 token. I think it was 10 cents or something.
Yeah, it's paid at 10 cents until we figure out some crazy incentive system
Yeah.
to make the price float.
And how do you feel about that new? There is now a stable coin on SLP, isn't there? Honest
Oh, I've been
cash.
waiting for that.
Yeah, like Roger tweeted about it. Let me just.
What?
Yeah. Are you seeing my browser right now?
Yeah, it's kind of blurry, but I think I'll be able to see it.
Wait, I'll just make it full screen. Can you see it now? I'm just gonna go to RBTC, and I think Roger's latest post. Maybe if I go to /u memory dealers. Oh, it's a Chinese. Here, this was the one of these here, Honest Coin. Honest Coin. I heard something about that, but anyway, he said I just received my first BCH token with actual value, 10 worth of honest cash.
Cool. So it's, what's it pegged to?
I'm sorry. Let me just go back to you.
What is the coin pegged to if it's supposed to be stable?
I am not 100% sure. Like, this is just like the first news that I heard that there was Coinex. You know that exchange called Coinex?
Coinex, yeah, of course. I know. I know
were,
the CL hypo.
They said that they were gonna have a stable coin on SLP. Oh, there we go. There's somebody. Honestcoin.io. Okay, let's go back to the browser for a sec. Honestcoin.io. So this is the first that you heard of it?
Oh yeah, somebody in this chat says it's pegged to the USD. That's awesome.
Yeah. And I'm not a big fan of stable coins, but I think that eventually Tether is going to go away, so we might as well have a replacement, right? And all this stuff.
I mean, to me, it doesn't really matter. I mean, some people want to hold value pegged to Bitcoin. Some people want to hold value pegged to USD. I think the best we can do is just offer their choice.
Yeah. But I mean, all the stable coins that are on the Omni protocol, they will just work better on Bitcoin Cash because the fees will be lower, and like to send Tether, you need to make a Bitcoin transaction, right? So if the fees on Bitcoin are super high, like who's paying for that?
Yeah, it's pretty tough. I mean, we support USDT on sideshift, and I would say the most challenging thing on sideshift is Ethereum in general, and the second is Omni. Absolutely.
Okay, so how are you guys dealing with the fees?
I mean, the issue is not the fees. The issue is the design of Omni is really tough.
But
so you're holding an Omni you're thinking about so you have these three assets. You have BTC, Omni, and then USDT.
Okay.
So when you send USDT or you deal with the USDT, you have to keep like three tokens in mind. So it's BTC for fees, Omni for fees in certain cases, and the USDT, which is the actual token.
Okay. But
and because Bitcoin is UTXO based, it means you're going to end up with all the wrong tokens in all the wrong places.
Okay, but I am correct in my assessment that when a USDT transfer is made, it's a Bitcoin transaction with a little data I added to it. So somebody is paying Bitcoin fees there, right? So if I go to Bitfinex and I withdraw $10 in USDT to send to Coinbase, well, I'm gonna have to pay the network fee.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's why I'm
You're gonna
saying,
have, you're gonna have to pay this. You're gonna have to pay a normal network fee plus. It's gonna cost more because an Omni transaction contains more data. I'm not sure how many bytes for what's called a
yeah, and
on Omni. It's called a simple transfer. I'm not sure how many bytes extra
yeah,
that is, but it's a few.
and then they're limited. The byte size there, the data field is smaller than on Bitcoin Cash. I think they changed that. I think
Yeah,
it's
but
80
for
bytes
yeah,
on
but for simple transfers, you don't really need more than
yeah, yeah.
you just need a token identifier and the amount and the recipient.
All right, so Andreas, I'm curious. I know you from shitcoin.com and also from sideshift.ai. Like, tell us a little bit about like your Bitcoin story and like it was it 2010 that you first got into Bitcoin? 2011, somewhere there.
Yeah, I think I heard about Bitcoin in 2010,
How did you
but I
hear
didn't
about
really
it?
get involved until 2011.
How was the reason that you
And
heard about it?
I mean, the 2010, like I've been trying to back, um, go back in my mind and also like browser history and everything to try to find what I was looking at because I actually forgot. But I think I might have seen it on Slashdot or Reddit or something like that.
Okay.
But um, yeah, in 2011, that's when I started like signing up for services, hanging out on the RC, Bitcoin Dev,
So there's a
Bitcoin
few.
Talk, of
You got to know
course,
all the
all those
Bitcoin
things.
devs then, or at least the
Yeah.
ones that are active on IRC.
Um,
Back then, we
yeah, I
were
mean,
all such a bunch of just
I've
happy
spoken to
people, you know.
everybody who was on RC
Okay.
back then.
And when did you first hear the term shitcoin and decided to register the domain?
Oh man, that's a great question. Yeah, the word shitcoin was in use before I had the domain. It's just like, hey, this is a shitcoin.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was just a normal word. But yeah, I was working at Kraken, and there was somebody who works at Kraken. I'm not going to name people, but somebody. We were talking about shitcoin, and I looked up the domain, and it was of course registered. But I sent an offer, and it was pretty cheap. So I actually bought the domain shitcoin.com while I was working at Kraken, and it was just. I think I just parked it.
I wanted to buy the domain Bitcoin.cash, but that offer was like the guy was asking $200,000 and Calvin bought it, eh?
Oh, he did?
Yeah, yeah, and he just forwarded it to like CoinGeek, I think .com. So
Oh, of
how
course.
do you deal with a billionaire that has like $2 billion? Like, what's $200,000 for a domain for him? You know?
Yeah, but the thing is, like, no matter how much money you have, the price is the price.
Yeah, yeah. So in what year did you start it? So you registered the domain, and when did you really became active with shitcoin.com?
I started, well, I left Kraken. That would be 2016, I guess,
How many years was it that
2017.
you worked for Kraken? Like 3, 4 years?
No, I just worked at Kraken for 2 years.
Okay,
Before then, I was running my own exchange back in
okay,
Europe.
okay. And then in
Um,
2016 you started with shitcoin.com.
yes, I mean, I left Kraken uh, where I was working as an engineer.
Okay.
And yeah, and I just like, I always look into all kinds of coins, right? I just like to play around with stuff, just like when I found Bitcoin. And yeah, I just figured a lot of the things I was trying, it wasn't really working. But if you
Right.
looked on Twitter or on Reddit, whatever, people were saying, "Oh, this is the best thing ever." So
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
conclusion was that people were hyping things that they had never tried,
Right.
And that seemed to be the case for almost everything.
Yeah, because you just need the coins and the rest doesn't matter, right? And you just need to have a number on a website in US dollars that goes up. That's what people want. They want to get rich.
Number go up.
They want to
Yeah.
get rich without having to do anything. They might be willing to go on Twitter and spam the shit out of it, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people see Bitcoin Cash exactly like that. They're like, oh, you just want to get rich with this stuff. But I mean, we are dead, but we're more than that. But anyway, I'll continue with your shitcoin.com story because it's interesting.
Yeah. So I started writing reviews of coins, and a review is not like a rating. It's not like on Uber where you give the driver
Yeah,
like
yeah.
1, 2,
You're just trying it
how
out,
many
right?
stars. It's actually me documenting, um, downloading the source code, compiling
Right.
the program for full node from source, and running it, and receiving money, sending money, maybe paying for something. If there's a mobile wallet, I'll try it. Just try to do the whole thing.
You must have run into a lot of trouble with some of the projects trying to get it to run.
Right. I would say the worst was so far. The worst was IOTA.
IOTA.
Yeah, that was it was so tough. It was really, really, really tough. I had to do like I had to do massive edits of the source code of IOTA to make IOTA run.
So it's a crazy what we're dealing with Bitcoin, which I think is the most decentralized at the moment, and then Bitcoin Cash is
Hmm.
probably second. Ethereum is probably
Hmm.
pretty okay, but then stuff like
Hmm.
IOTA is if somebody like you has to modify source code, then these things are incredibly centralized. It just means that the people that that started them are the primarily the ones running them. It has to
Yeah,
be, right?
absolutely. I mean, nobody's running this stuff. It's all just like shilling online.
Yeah. So
And
IOTA, which one was
there's not that many of us, but people with my background, which means if you work in exchange, then you'll have experience with what we call funding, which means the ability to detect when a customer deposits funds for some coin, and also the ability to send funds from the hot wallet.
right?
That's what we call funding.
Right.
And there's not that many of us, and it's really, really tough.
Yeah. Because you make one mistake and
Yeah, I mean, if you make a mistake, like off by one decimal error, then you just lost 100 million.
yeah.
So yeah, it's a kind of work that not a lot of people know how to do, and there's so many coins, and usually the way you interface with the coins, like how you talk to the full node, is usually pretty bad. Even Bitcoin is like really, really bad.
What do you mean exactly with that? The way you interact to like the link between the exchange and the full node.
Right. So if you imagine you're adding PayPal to your website,
Okay.
then you're talking to PayPal. So that's like the node in this case,
Right.
and that's pretty easy. You just send them a query, which is like, "Hey PayPal, what, how much money did I receive from who since the last time I asked you?"
Right.
And they'll give you a list. And when you want to send money, you'll just send a message to PayPal from your program saying, "Hey, send this many of this currency to this email address."
Right. 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 Right.
So in Bitcoin, it is similar. When you send funds, that is actually very easy. But receiving funds, the the best way to detect incoming payments is for every block that is mined on the Bitcoin network,
Yeah.
you look at every transaction, and for every transaction in every block, you look at every output, and then you look at every output, um, and you look up in your internal database if the address the coins were sent to belongs to user in your system. And if that is the case, then you credit the user if all the other checks pass.
So exchanges are extremely complex.
Uh, I wouldn't say complex. I would say tedious.
Tedious, right? Right. And then for and then you have cold wallets. That's manual, right? When you send from a cold wallet to a hot wallet, that's somebody doing that manual, right?
Yeah, those kind of systems vary from exchange to exchange, but I think a pretty normal setup is you can have all deposits from users go to cold storage automatically,
Yeah,
and then withdrawals are only sent from hot.
yeah,
That's the setup I really like.
yeah.
Or you can have deposits go to the hot wallet, but have a program that automatically sends the hot funds to cold storage when it reaches some kind of
Right,
threshold.
right.
Or you can do like Bitfinex, where you only send withdrawals every day. They do it at 1 p.m. UTC. Or you can do like Mt. Gox and just have one wallet and lose all your money.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, some like I kind of like Mark Karpel's his philosophy. Like I have the same philosophy. I don't know how to do it, but I'm going like I don't know how to do this streaming stuff. Like I have absolutely no idea. I've never done it, but I can either like I can look online at tutorials forever, right? Just forever. And
Mm,
I gotta just go out there and do it. And if I fail, I fail. That's my
yeah.
philosophy. And Mark was kind of doing that. His website was about selling Magic the Gathering cards. And then he was
Mm,
like, "Oh, Bitcoin, there's no exchange. Okay, I'm gonna be the first exchange," and he did it. And then when it went wrong, he tried to kind of fix it. I mean, like, the guy didn't try to steal from his own customers. He tried to as far as I know. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean, so there's a few important things. So, first of all, Mt. Gox, as far as I know, was actually written by Jen McCaleb, who
right.
later went on to write Ripple, which he then forked himself into Stellar.
Oh, that they keep
So,
making money that way. Like just a new project, a new project, a new project. Sell them, right?
yeah. So, so Mark actually took the code base over from Jed, and I mean, the code was leaked. The source
Yeah,
code
yeah,
for
yeah.
Antidox
Yeah,
is
it was
leaked, and
online. Right.
it's really, really nasty. I would never write something like that. But it was really early days.
Yeah.
So I would say,
They did
I
some
mean,
good and some bad. Yeah.
the mistake was that the largest mistake was that when things started going bad and the numbers were really high, like we're talking a lot of money,
Right.
I think he should have reached out to other people sooner and been more open to the customers rather than
Yeah.
trying to run a
And
one-man show, being
try
CEO,
to hide it. Yeah.
CTO,
Yeah. Yeah.
not having a board, not letting coders look or modify the exchange code and so on.
So, have you done anything? Are you still doing shitcoin.com, or is that kind of what's the latest
Yeah,
here?
I'm working on a review of Tron. I started writing it
Okay.
2 days ago.
Okay, cool. So you're still doing shitcoin.com projects once in a while. So what's the
Yeah, I,
story? What's the story
yeah,
behind?
it's been way too long because I've been busy with sideshift. But
Okay.
I started on Tron 2 days ago, but I haven't made any progress. Like I can't make the thing compile on Linux yet. So I actually sent a friend request to Justin Sun on WeChat, um, and I told him like, "Yo, there's a link to Discord chat on the website of your token, but the link just says that the Discord link is expired. So what am I supposed to do?" And he actually responded to me, and he sent me a link to a different chat. So I'm gonna send them like a full diagnostic.
All right. So how did you get started with sideshift.ai? AI? Is that like your own project, or is it a project of a bunch of people that you started working for?
It's Have you heard about Drive Chain?
Drive chain, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So on drive chain, which is drive chain is like a sidechain technology. So if you use Blockstream Liquid, which is also a sidechain or layer two technology,
Right.
then if you want to send funds from the main chain to the side chain, that's really fast and easy. But if you want to send, let's say the native token is BTC, so we'll just pretend that like drive chain exists on Bitcoin. So once you have your BTC on a side chain that is called Ethereum,
Right.
then the token on the Ethereum sidechain is still BTC, because when you use sidechains, you don't need more tokens.
Right.
You just have different software, but they use the same token.
Right.
So on drive chain, when you want to send your BTC from the side chain and back onto the main chain, there's a waiting period, which I don't think they've set yet, but it'll be like between a week and 6 months from you initiate the send from the side chain to you have the BTC back on the main chain.
Okay.
And that is a design that helps them with security. So the window is purposefully made really large so that if a problem arises at any point, then you have like, say, 6 months to fix it.
Okay, so what does that have to do
So,
with sideshift?
right. So it's called sideshift because of side chains.
Right.
So sideshift was designed as a service where if you wanted to get your coins from a side chain to the main chain and you didn't want to wait 6 months, then why don't you pay somebody, say 1% fee, and you send them, the third party, the sidechain BTC, and they immediately send you main chain BTC.
Right. Okay.
So this is what you maybe in economics you would call like a difference in time preference. So sideshift initially just had one option. You could only change. You could only swap sidechain BTC to main chain BTC, and this was done on the drive chain testnet.
Okay.
But I mean, it was easier to write the code than I thought. So I got bored and just started adding other coins.
So you're the main programmer at the moment for sideshift, right?
Yeah, I wrote the whole thing by myself.
So,
But
but do
the
you have
scope of the project has grown quite a bit.
right?
So there's multiple people involved now.
Okay, but were you the ones you started it, or was it the drive chain technology you got together with? Like, who is it? Just you, or was it somebody else involved? Or
Oh, I was the only one who started Sideshift.
okay, okay,
I
that's
mean, I talked to Paul Storch a lot and the other drive chain people, but no, Sideshift is my invention.
okay, okay. And are you seeing traffic
Even got a
picking
shirt
up?
on. Let's see.
Oh, nice.
But you got to check out the back. But how do I show the back of my shirt? Okay, I'll point the camera upwards and we'll just hope. Never seen before.
Can I get one of those shirts? Okay, what are we seeing there? Okay, let me just make you really big on my screen here so the viewers can see that as well. Just give me a sec. There we go. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, that's from the movie, right?
No, that's a photo of Eric Voorhees and a fox.
Oh, okay. Sorry, it was a little blurry.
Don't worry.
So Eric Voorhees and a fox. Okay, I gotta do a little bit of. I gotta. Where's the browser? I gotta click that away.
We're gonna
There we
uh
go.
we're gonna we're gonna start selling shirts and stuff on shitcoin.com again. We're just working on a new web shop. So I can ship you a Sideshift shirt.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That'd be nice. I'll send you my address. I'll wear it on my stream. How about that? and I'll promote.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah. Because now I have. Actually, just see the curtain behind me here. This is my green screen.
Barely.
This is my green screen, but it's red. So
Mm.
the problem is like I've been keying all my background stuff out, but the Bitcoin.com shirt that I have that's a BCH gang, it's like
Oh,
reddish,
got
so
it.
that doesn't work.
Yeah.
So like if I grow my like what I'm wearing right now, if I grow my, so I'm trying to get a green screen, an actual green screen. I'm like I'm kind of like a hobo streamer, if you want to. But yeah, the interaction on my stream has been great. By the way, I had one of the viewers here ask a question. What language do you mainly code in?
Oh, I code most things in Node.js and Postgres.
Oh,
So,
I've never heard of those languages.
well, Node.js is JavaScript,
Yeah, okay, Java. Yeah, Node.js. Okay, and
and
what was the
Post
second one?
and Postgres has its own language, which is called PLPG SQL, which is really cool for transactional stuff.
Oh, okay. So, you worked for Kraken, shitcoin.com, Sideshift. Is there something that I'm missing that you did? You said I think there was one that you said in the beginning that you worked for before Kraken.
Yeah, I ran an exchange before Kraken called justcoin.com.
Okay, what happened to the exchange?
JUST.
Did it just shut down, or is it still running, or did you sell it, or what happened to it?
The exchange and the corporate entity was shut down in 2015 after some banking issues, and the brand was sold off to ANX.
You must have made some money with that exchange. That was about the right time. I mean, well, the boost came
Uh,
later, but still, I mean, there was that we went to $1,000 in 2013, didn't we? Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I wish the exchange had lasted longer, but just dealing with fiat was super tough. The regulatory
Yeah.
environment was very difficult,
Yeah.
and we just didn't have the money or the experience, and the market was kind of slow.
I don't blame
So
Bitfinex for having a stable coin. I mean, like to deal with the fiat. I mean, the banks are just like, this is us. We don't want you guys into our game, and they just, they try to get everybody out of there. In Canada,
yeah,
it's tricky too. Like the biggest exchange is shut down now as well. And so, like in
yeah.
the last 2 years, I haven't dealt with exchanges. I use services like Sideshift if I have to go from coins to coins. And like I'm really excited about local.bitcoin.com because this is
Oh, me too, man. Yeah.
finally there is some. Okay, so think about this. If I go on eBay, okay, maybe not eBay. Let's say Kijiji.ca is like it's a big website. It's like eBay, but it's for Canadians, right? If I go
Hmm.
on Kijiji, mainly you go to a local place or you actually go there with cash, like you drive there, you buy, you see it, and then there's no problem, right? But if I go order something that the person has to ship, then the main question is, do I trust this person because he wants me to send the money first? But what if I don't receive anything? Now with Bitcoin, with the most basic of escrow, you can just have it so that I can park the Bitcoin and I can move it forward, but I cannot move it backwards. So then what you get the situation where if the seller doesn't ship me, the Bitcoins are just trapped forever. I'm going to take revenge. He's not going to get his money. I cannot claim it back. So,
Yeah.
and then, of course, that is a very simple way of doing escrow. And there isn't too many. I mean, that's the benefits for people are huge because you get ripped off so much online. And now you have like,
Hmm.
like a little bit of a way of like fighting back in a way. Like you can take revenge
Yeah.
with these escrow. Like if somebody doesn't ship it, bam, you don't forward the bitcoins.
Yeah.
And local.bitcoin is finally using these escrow possibilities that are in Bitcoin. And yeah, I hope to.
I hear you.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're on your pods there. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe time for a little tune here.
Yeah. Sorry, it was just way too warm inside, and I can't have the aircon on because of
Is
the noise.
is Bangkok where you live or?
No, I'm on a small island in Thailand right now.
So you just travel and code on the fly? I don't know if you're
Yeah,
hearing
that's
my
pretty much what
music.
I do. It's a good time. I
That's
just had a visit
that's
from.
cool.
He left yesterday. A guy who used to work for Bitfinex, Mr. Zane Tackett.
Oh yeah, yeah, I know. I've interacted with him a little bit.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
a
he was just at my
fierce
house yesterday.
defender of Tether and doesn't believe that they're cheating. Yeah.
He's
Okay.
a great guy.
Yeah, I like seeing. I've
He's
seen
really
him
fun.
on the YouTube videos with Roger a couple of
Mm.
times. Yeah, he looked like a
Yeah,
good
we've
guy.
been friends for years. He's awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so where were we? So yeah, now it's Sideshift. How is the traffic? How is like, are you seeing an increase? Are people starting to use the service more and more? Because, well, I mean, they still have to sign up. They still have to get a code for it, right? Like, when are you guys gonna go into full mode where you're just without having to go have an account, you just go
Mm.
on there and you click on it, just like how it used to be with Shapeshift. When is that gonna happen? How much
Right,
longer?
right. So, I mean, to clarify, you don't have an account with SideShift. What you do is you get a code,
Okay,
and uh, you don't like we don't ask your email or your name or anything.
right.
You just get it. You just need the code.
Okay, but
So,
that's a little bit of a threshold.
so
When
there's
is the code going away? When is it just the website? You send it, done, you have it. When's that happening?
yeah.
What's the
I think
ETA?
what we'll do is make it easier and easier to get a code. So like if people like you have a show, then
I
maybe
can
I'll
start
give you
handing
like
out
100
codes.
codes you can give
Oh,
out
okay.
to the viewers.
That's great.
We'll
That's
make it
great.
easier and easier.
Yeah, that's great because
And
that's a way to get people into my show is to like have some codes that I can hand out, and I can just
yeah,
with my referral link behind it, so I can
yeah,
make some.
exactly.
But like, here's the thing: you send me some SAI in the beginning, but like Ethereum, it's such a long time. Like, I don't want to use other coins anymore. I just want to use Bitcoin Cash. So please, let's go to SLP and
Hmm.
let there be a way that I can give my SAI back to you, the one that I have, so I can
Hmm.
just have the
Yeah,
SLP, so I can just one piece of software. I don't want to use Ethereum. I just want to use
yeah.
one piece of software. You must drive yourself
Mhm.
insane with how much software you sometimes have to use. Like, it was so nice for
Oh,
us.
you won't believe it.
We had the Bitcoin core software, and that was it. And then that was kind of shitty. But then Electrum came around, and Electrum was great. And that's just what I want to
Mm.
use. That's what I'm familiar to. I
Mm.
don't want to, like, imagine if you were doing email and you had to use 50 different email programs. Like, that's never going to work. Imagine if you have to do
It's
Usenet
so
and you
true.
had to had like 20, 30. Like, I want Electron Cash on my computer. That's it. I'm having Donald Fuchball. We're going to play a game of chess tomorrow. He's in the stream. Electron Cash on my desktop. The Bitcoin.com wallet is not the best wallet out there, but Roger has a stability. Like, he's stable,
Mm.
right? Like, I used
Mm.
Handcash, and they were like, I don't care if a wallet on my mobile phone is not the best ever, but I want it to be around 5 years from now. Does that make sense?
Same.
Right?
Yeah,
So I
yeah,
use Bitcoin.com because Roger is just Roger, and he stays the same, and it's great to have somebody like that, right? Like, you can kind of
yeah,
trust that it will be around, right? That's
yeah.
just
So with the
my
SLPs, like I spent all day on it today. Uh, the approach I used didn't work, so I got started on a different approach pretty late today. Um, but I think I might have SLP support tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Um,
Well, take
I
your
don't know.
time
It was
for it. Take your time
I
for it.
got so I got so stuck with old code that I'm a little exhausted.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Well, how's the weather in? Is it where is? Oh yeah, that's is it must be hot there right now? Like it's in the middle of the summer, right?
Dude, you won't believe it. It is.
How many
It's
Celsius?
it's 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 almost 8 p.m. and it's way over 30.
Uh,
But the thing is, there's literally no breeze right now. So it's just like 30 degrees, like 32,
so you're sweating
no
already?
breeze. That's why I have to go outside. It's insane.
I would actually love it to be like here. The summer has been shitty. Like, I busk outside in front of a bar called Hudson's, and I busk late at night, right? Like I'm still like the bar closes at like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. somehow at night. So I would wish that the temperature is finally gonna go up. Like it's been really shitty and cold here in Canada. Like we had snow in June, like just 3 or 4 days ago. Like I hate that. Okay, I'm just gonna plug. We get some more viewers here. I'm just gonna like I have. You can see my screen, right? Yeah, you can kind of see half of it, probably. Like if I. Yeah, whatever. Alright, let's see. I am live with Andreas Brekken. Come ask your questions to the man of shitcoin.com and.
I love your setup. When you're typing, it looks like you're playing the piano.
Oh, and I have what my keyboard has like a wheel on its own. Like if I type on my keyboard, I press a key on my keyboard, and then my sound goes away. So kind of what I do song requests. So why don't you tell me a song that I can play for you right now? What you would like? What kind of music do you like?
Toto Africa.
Toto Africa. Okay, that's pretty easy. So I just go on to. I think that's pretty easy. We'll see. So I play songs that I've never played before in my life. So I just go on to YouTube.
This is literally the best song in the world.
And then I select an instrument in my FL Studio. You should see my FL Studio right now. So let's take trumpet. Are you hearing the sound?
Yeah.
The drums are going tonight.
Now I gotta find the key here.
Only whispers of some quiet conversation. She's coming in.
I've never played this song before.
The moonlit wings reflect the stars that guide me towards salvation. I stopped an old man along the way, hoping to find some old forgotten words.
Yeah, this is a tricky song. Let's see if I can do something like that.
Hurry, boy, it's waiting there for you.
You're getting it.
Key changes are tricky in this song.
No,
So-
I think you were getting there, man.
Yeah, I was getting there. Yeah. Mystic Roads.
Do you remember the clip? Clip where Mark Carpellis played the piano?
Oh yeah, I hate it. Did you like that?
No, he was terrible.
He was terrible. That was like how does he abuse a piano? And at first it's totally fake, eh? Like I mean, like this is not live, eh? This is just done in the studio. Like this is what you mean, right? This video here, right? Hello?
Mark Carpellis?
Oh, okay. No, sorry. Then we were mixed up.
No, dude, Mark Carpellis
Was playing
It was playing the piano in some interview,
interview piano.
and it's really awkward.
No, I've never seen it. But like I play. Okay, I have a little too much reverb on here. Let's fix that here. Let's see. Let's just go to my. Let's see. Where's my reverb here? There we go. Oh, is that because I'm on track 23? Oh, that's because I know why. That's because of my bell. the only problem I have is that my microphone is too close to my keys, and my keys make a lot of noise.
Mm-hmm.
So then when I'm really jamming on the keys, we hear all the clickety sounds, and that's kind of annoying. But yeah,
Cool.
I've been. Let me show you something. I want to show you the money that I've made so far with the QR code. If you go to, still have my vanity Jan address. Let's see if I can move that around here. I'll just make my screen full screen here. I'm still getting used to. Are you familiar with OBS? Have you ever used OBS?
What's OBS?
It's a broadcasting software for streaming.
Oh, yeah. I installed it once to use to do some live stream coding, but I never got around to it.
So let's see. I started June 7th. So here, if we go to, we're in Canadian dollars right now. So these are all people requesting a song, and they send me $1 in Bitcoin Cash. And I think with my stream so far, I've made maybe 50 or 60 Canadian dollars.
Good for you.
Yeah. So this is my normal layout here, and then let's see. I go to FL Studio. We have 2 viewers right now, and then we can go to video capture device to the filters here and put the chroma key on. So
Wow.
let's see, and then I'll do it like this, and then I have my QR code here, and then I have a little browser on the background that shows the new transactions. I have my number of viewers here, and then I have the chat overlay of people that are. And it's actually kind of working with this shirt here, and then play my music. And then I usually do EDM, so I have my set list here. So okay, so my beat is gone, but I have like I do like the Tetris kind of music. Let's see, we have a bass lead there. Usually I have a beat with it, but I messed up my beat, I think. I
remember playing that on Game Boy. That was such a good game. Where you collect all the instruments.
Yeah. Okay, but let's get back to you. I'm gonna go back to my other preset here, and I'm gonna go back.
I got a few minutes left.
Okay.
Is there anything you'd like to ask me?
Well, I posted let me just go back to the Google Hangouts. There you are. Well, yeah, I'm just like I'm happy to use your SideShift service, and I'm be one of the streamers that will talk about it. And right now we're on the music. I gotta take my chroma key out of here as well. Just give me 1 second. Filters. Yeah, I'm the epitome of not being professional, but I'm happy that it's working right now. So, like usually my sound will drop or Okay, here's a question. Has Andreas spoken to the BSV channel since his appearance? So since you've been on my stream, have you been talking on the BSV channel?
I haven't even used my keyboard.
Okay. There's a question. What else can we ask? I had we gotta really start doing adoption better. Like, I have some ideas. So how, if you go into a store, how would you pitch Bitcoin Cash to a store owner? What would you say? Like, would it depend if you're in the West or where you are in the world? Let's take the West. If you're in a Western store, you're in a Western pizza shop, and you're like, you know what, it wouldn't be awesome if I could just pay with Bitcoin Cash in this pizza shop, and you go to pay with your fiat currency, what would you say to the owner? How do you convince him to start accepting this currency? What do you say? So you go, you do your thing, and then I'm gonna do my thing. I have an idea about this.
Yeah, I think we just have to be faster and cheaper, which I believe we are.
But that
and
doesn't
then
that
we
doesn't
need
mean
Bitcoin
anything.
Cash integrated into the point of sale terminals
Okay.
that the merchant is currently using. And it should be as easy as you saying, "Hey, can I pay with Bitcoin Cash?" And they say, "I'm sorry, what is that?" And then you say, "Oh, well, I noticed you're using this point of sale system.
Right.
There's, I think there's a setting in it.
Right.
What if I come back tomorrow? Maybe you can have a look at it after work or something, or
So,
on when you're not too busy."
but
If
what
we can
about
get to that point,
right?
and then the customer demand will just make the merchant do the research, and the point of sale system should make it easy to use. It should be as easy as that. You shouldn't have to kidnap the person behind the counter, tie him up, and read the white paper out
Well,
loud for like 10
isn't it
hours.
really a chicken of an egg problem? The customer is not using it as money because there's hardly any place where they can pay with it, and stores are not accepting it because hardly anybody asks to be able to pay with it. Like how long is this? How long until we're gonna see some meaningful adoption? Like we can have exactly what we have now 10 years from now. Like it's moving really slow. We gotta find ways to speed her up. We gotta have more marketing guys. Like we have so many coders, but we have no marketing guys. Like what kind of projects, what kind of incentives can we have to get the marketing boys into Bitcoin Cash that start promoting it decently, that start creating the memes that this get like to me it's here's another question.
Oh,
Did Andreas make it to the center of the BSV Small World Network for reliable zero-com from Sideshift?
the answer is no. So we do accept zero confirmation deposits for BSV for smaller amounts, but I made quite a few attempts to get in touch with mining pool operators and so on, so I could be closer to the center
Well,
of the
there's only
network.
one mining pool. You just gotta give Calvin a call.
Didn't answer.
Didn't answer. Just gotta go.
No.
Hey, this is Andreas from shitcoin.com and sideshift.ai. Hey,
I
can
know,
we
I
just
know.
plug me in directly? I will be nice to
I think,
CSW.
yeah, I think what we'll do is maybe leave it as is, or try to encourage them to let us connect to the mining pools, or we'll just lose the interest. I mean, there's no reason to run
pools
it
did I
if
have?
there's no value add.
How many mining pools did I have?
I have no idea, man. I think it's like 3.
Yeah.
Oh, and I think YBTC is starting one.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, I don't really care about BSV too much. I'm trying to keep away from that topic. Like, I don't. It's such a distraction, if you ask me. Like, we're
I
so.
haven't spent any time looking into it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I had Daniel Kravitz visit me here not too long ago.
Was he still being rational?
And repeat that.
Was he still being rational? Because to me, they're a cult.
I mean, Daniel's always the same. Super funny, really cool guy, really smart. And no, I mean, he believes it's going to work.
Right.
And
let them do their thing.
The only way to know is to wait.
Yeah. Live and let live. We'll see. Like, eventually, all these coins, they have to be something or they will disappear. It's that simple. It's just not something that happens in one day. It's just like you got to give each coin, I don't know, maybe 10 years and then see what happens to it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right on that.
It's evolution.
So,
like either Bitcoin, like we know Bitcoin is not what it's supposed to be. And with Bitcoin Cash, we don't know if it's going to be Bitcoin Cash, but we're going to do like, I have this philosophy. It's going to be Bitcoin Cash because I'm in it. The value that is in Bitcoin Cash is me. Because I promote it, because I'm working towards it. Bitcoin Cash can be anything we make it. It's just like I can have my own money now. I do not need governments anymore. I can have my own money. power that was with governments for money. Like, that's my pitch to people. Like, if I go in a shop, I would be like, hey, don't you feel powerless? Don't you feel like democracy is not working anymore? Don't you feel like it doesn't really matter what you vote for? The big questions like global warming and all these kind of things, and the smaller questions like they're not being answered. You're maybe not, do you still feel like there's a purpose to voting? And I'm like, wouldn't you want to have a little bit of power of your own? What if I tell you that you could have a little bit of power of your own, and if everybody has a little bit of power of your own, then they are forced to start listening to us again. This is also what Andreas said. The other Andreas, the Greek guy. What's his name?
Anthropoulos.
Yeah. He said, like, this is a way that we can. No, I'm sorry. I'm talking about Edward Snowden. Edward Snowden said, we still want government, but we want to have ways of forcing governments to go back to the people to do what we want them to do. Because government is running out of control, right? They're trying to manage more than they have to manage. And you feel so powerless. And that's what I would go. I would go to store owners and I would be said, what if I could give you a tiny bit of power back by using this new invention? That would be my whole pitch. That would be my whole idea. If we can get it in people's heads that Bitcoin Cash is the rebels that fight the empire, that's cool. That's what, like, if you can get it in the head of young people that they can rebel, that they can resist government just by using Bitcoin Cash once in a while, there you go. Then you have worldwide adoption. And the rest, I'm talking about marketing ideas. I'm talking about memes. I'm talking about getting that stuff in people's head. Core was so good at that. Gore got it into people's head that Bitcoin Cash is a scam and that Roger is a scammer. And now people believe that. And when that is in somebody's head, you know how hard it is to get it out of people's head when you have that filter?
Yeah, it's really tricky.
Yeah,
I mean, people still believe that Roger made Bitcoin Cash. Like, what are you going to do?
Yeah, it's bullshit. But what are you going to do? But if we can get it into... Okay, they put us in this direction, but now we're the rebels. Let's be the rebels. That's cool. You don't want to join the Empire. The Empire is boring. You want to be with Han Solo, and you want to be with Luke Skywalker, and you want her to be a princess. That's interesting. That's what people are interested in. Let's be the rebels. That's how we can market this. And like, I'm sometimes saying, like, the faster Bitcoin Cash is made illegal worldwide, the better, because then it's exciting. Then it's like, people totally disagree with me, but I'm like, no, but you don't understand. Like, even if it's not illegal to use, if people believe it's illegal to use, people want to use what they're not allowed to use. I'm just talking about a first phase to get that idea in people's head that, like, you have all these powers and now there is something that can disturb it and you can be part of it. You can rebel. And I think that's a powerful idea. I think that if we spread that idea out, but we need some marketing guys to make that hip and trendy and cool. And this is just for the West. In like Africa and different countries, you gotta have a different narrative. But in the West, this is the narrative you gotta use because, let's face it, fiat money is working properly for most people. So there's not too many people that are interested in using this for money because their banks are working fine. Their cash money is working fine. They do not have issues. This is not like email where you were sending normal mail, and you would have to wait 7 days, and now you can send email and it's 1 minute. That's you cannot draw that comparison with Bitcoin Cash, at least not in the West, because most money systems in they're working fine. And then you would be like, yeah, but there's massive inflation. Well, yeah, then you buy some Bitcoin to hedge yourself against fiat. But then Bitcoin for you is a store of value, right? So they're kind of right that the function in the West for Bitcoin primarily is to just to defend yourself against massive inflation over a longer period of time. So we gotta break through that narrative, and we gotta find ways to make Bitcoin Cash hip and trendy and rebellious, so that young people, the next generation, is gonna want to use Bitcoin Cash. That's my pitch.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take off soon, but I think technologies like SLP tokens and Cash Shuffle, and both of them will be combined. So you'll actually have SLP tokens with privacy pretty soon.
Okay.
I think that's going to be a really big deal. And I think that's more towards the rebellion side, as you say.
Yeah. Okay, Andreas. I'm gonna play out, as they say, and I can actually play out with some music here as drop a track in. This is my let's see. Oh yeah, this is an instrumental here. Okay, well, thank you very much, Andreas. I'm gonna play some tunes here for the people that are still watching.
Glad to be on the show.
Okay, see you, Andreas, and have a nice day there in
Thank you.
in Thailand. Bye bye.
I'll be back later. See ya.
All right. Anybody watching, if you want to start using SideShift, because I have some codes to hand out to people.